Hello, this is State Senator Jeff Stone with my weekly Capitol Update. This week, like many of you, I watched with great concern as almost 200,000 people were ordered evacuated in Northern California over fears the emergency spillway at Lake Oroville Dam could collapse. Thankfully, emergency repairs have been done, and the water level at the lake has been lowered, allowing people to return to their homes. However, more rain is predicted this weekend. Despite being bashed left and right by California Democrats, since even before he was sworn into office, President Trump was quick to approve Governor Brown's emergency funding request so repairs could be made to allow people to go back home. At a dinner with the governor this past week, we discussed toning down the empty rhetoric legislative Democrats have hurled at the new president. Instead, we talked about how California would be better served by working with the new administration, including trying to figure out how our state can get its fair share of the roughly $1 trillion the president will want to reinvest in rebuilding our nation's crumbling infrastructure. As we watch the news unfold here in Northern California this week, I'm sure many of you had the same question I had. What happened to the money that came from the huge water bond California voters approved 3 years ago that was supposed to shore up vital dams, levees, and canals? In 2014, California voters approved a $7.5 billion bond package to build new storage facilities to capture rain and to make long-needed repairs to our fragile and aging water delivery system. $2.7 billion of this fund was supposed to go to projects increasing above-ground water storage. My sincere hope is that the Democrats won't try to take this money and use it for repairs, since the money was clearly meant to pay for new storage projects throughout the state of California. So far, few, if any, of the projects are underway, and the state's infrastructure continues to crumble before our eyes, just like we witnessed at Lake Oroville this last week. So while Democrats here in Sacramento continue to fund Governor Brown's train to nowhere and spend billions of dollars on programs for people not legally even here in this country, highways, dams, and bridges continue to decay. Look what happened here in Riverside County in 2015 on the Interstate 10, which collapsed because we had a rainstorm that washed out the river and the road. Look at Highway 74 there, Ortega Highway, a road that washed out and forced thousands of people in Riverside County to add an hour to their commute into Orange County. The disaster at Oroville Dam should not come as a surprise. Every 4 years, the American Society of Civil Engineers releases a report card on California's infrastructure. Their latest report, issued in 2014, gives the state a D grade when it comes to levees and flood control. The report said we need to spend nearly $3 billion every year for 10 years to protect citizens from floods, and instead, the Democrats in Sacramento have done nothing. As the report went on to say, doing nothing could lead to a catastrophic failure of levees that would be a, quote, mega disaster greater than Hurricane Katrina caused in New Orleans. We came far too close to that happening this past weekend. Thanks to all those who worked tirelessly to make the emergency repairs to avoid a potential catastrophe. Thanks also to the Trump administration for their swift approval of emergency funds. While President Trump acted quickly, it's time for this legislature and this governor to roll up their sleeves and work alongside the new administration in Washington to rebuild California's decaying roads, bridges, dams, and water delivery systems. As always, I'd like to hear from you. Please visit my website, follow me on Twitter, and like me on Facebook. And thank you for allowing me to represent you here in Sacramento.